Every year, Backyard Farmer comes to the Nebraska State Fair, and every single year there is something new and different. This year we're going to take you on a tour of what happened at Raising Nebraska Outdoors when we had good planning, good planting, great management, and oh, by the way, perhaps there is some sort of a new food on a stick. Backyard Farmer is all about raising good food to eat, and last year we built raised beds at Raising Nebraska, filled them with plants. This year they have the same All-America selections in them that we have in our Backyard Farmer garden on campus. So you can see exactly how these plants deserve that designation of all of the best of all of America. And go ahead and take a handful of these great tomatoes and just pop them in your mouth and enjoy. Backyard Farmer and Nebraska State Fair are all about fun in the sun, and what better place to talk about that than in front of our sunflowers. We were so excited to be able to have a show in Scottsbluff and Gering this summer, and here we are with our Western Nebraska crops. We didn't have them last year at Raising Nebraska Outdoors. This year you can see what sugar beets look like, chicory, of course the sunflowers, potatoes, and just for good measure, we've thrown in a gorgeous cutting garden to attract your attention and get all those pollinators all hot and bothered so they can create food for you. Some of our crops in Nebraska are constants, and of course corn is one of them, certainly over knee-high by the 4th of July this year. Last year it was smaller. Under our pivot it is looking absolutely spectacular. You can also see what soybeans look like, dry edible beans. It is the International Year of the Pulse. Our proso millet has already headed out, and it's beautiful as well as just providing a wonderful bird buffet. So this is a great spot to be able to see what our food looks like when it's in the field before we get it to our tables. Of course, the slowest change and over time the most significant change is going to be with our woody landscape plants. On purpose, we planted all sorts of fruit crops as well as native plant material so that you can see what you could do in your own home landscape. Those diseases will hit, that fruit will set, we can watch the canopies expand, our grapes climb on the vines, and of course the beautiful roses that give us everything big red about being at Nebraska State Fair. We have loved being here. We have really liked watching the process. It's going to really be fun to come back year after year after year to see what has changed at the Nebraska State Fair and of course at Raising Nebraska Outdoors.